pronounce your last name, sir?
Maryatt.
Maryatt. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, are you ready?
Yep.
So we have Nick Maryatt from the Green Party here, the candidate for Hamilton
East.
Cool. So Nick, as a prospective MP, what is the legacy you'd like to see left for the next generation and those beyond?
I would like to see the next generation be able to have at least the same standard of living as us. I mean, fundamentally, but they'll be able to enjoy our natural environment, have jobs, live in peaceful, safe communities.
What risks do you think climate change poses to the well-being of young people and the future generations of New Zealand?
Yeah, huge risks. I mean, even at the most basic level, our entire economy is based on dairy farming, and that relies on a stable climate. It's what we're good at. If the climate changes, we'll be screwed. And then of course you've got like extreme weather events increasing, you're going to have more droughts, you're going to have water problems. It's going to have huge consequences for the whole of society.
So to kind of counter those risks, entering into more policy-focused questions,
Yep.
do you think that the action that the current New Zealand government is taking on climate change is sufficient and does justice to future generations? If not, what goals and actions would you push for in next term if you were to be elected?
Okay, I don't think it's sufficient. I don't really think all that many people do think it's sufficient. Well, I suppose you'll know more than me about that. What specific goals I would like? Firstly, I'd like to see the subsidies that the emissions trading scheme scrapped, or at least phased out a lot longer than they are going to be sticking to 28 or something. I'd also like to see the free units that we allocate. I'd like to see them switch from being intensity based to whatever the opposite of intensity based is. I'd also like us to actually bring in a cap on emissions and start taking a stronger stance at actually reducing them and actually getting some meaningful goals in the cap and so on. Also like to see coal mining phased out. And I'm probably thinking a few more things, but that's
in your opinion, is the ETS in its current form an equitable system that delivers sufficient economic signals to emitters? And so you disagree that it is, so what changes would you advocate to make it more effective, if any?
As I said, I'd like to see the taxpayer subsidies for it stop so the polluters pay the full cost of their pollution. I'd also like to have it... Yeah, I sort of don't like the way forestry is quite brought into it. It just seems a bit shoddy to me that we get tax credits, carbon credits from forests. They're going to be chopped down soon. It just seems like a way of shifting to future generations. Except like the emissions, the subsidies and things. So like, at the moment, I think the taxpayers are paying 90% of the costs of the scheme. And that just completely stops it. And of course, a cap would be nice. A cap on emissions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What are your opinions on the expansion of fossil fuel industries such as coal and lignite, oil and gas in New Zealand? Do you personally support the call for a 10-year moratorium on new coal and lignite developments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if it was longer than 10 years personally.
Yeah.
I mean, coal mining is just such an environmentally destructive industry. I actually worked up at Solid Energy in the coal mines for a while. It's just, it has huge environmental consequences, and not just for climate change. It's just an industry we don't need.
So you don't support fossil fuel industries. So what do you see as the main future sources of energy for electricity, transport, and heating in our country? And do you support the call for the government to create an action plan to attain 100% renewable energy by 2050?
I prefer it quicker than 2050, to be honest. But yeah, I see our main source of energy being solar, wind, tidal, geothermal, hydro. I actually think in the future a lot of our energy is going to come from sort of local generation, like individual houses, micro hydro generation, small wind turbines, people generating their own power, and I mean it's just more efficient that way. Transport's sort of a more interesting thing because we need to find a replacement for oil pretty quick, and well, if we were to do it with electricity at the moment, it would basically double our electricity demand overnight. So we've obviously got to find some solutions to that, which I think is actually going to be solar, hydro, geothermal, just going to need a lot more of it. And also probably wood chips will be in there somewhere, biofuels. Yeah.
Cool. So do you think the government should be doing more to promote research, development and deployment of low carbon and more sustainable technologies and practices in NZ? And if so, what?
Yep, I do, which is why I'm quite happy the Green Party's policy is to put another $1 billion towards researching clean technology and another $100 million towards promoting companies to develop the technology. To be honest, I think that's basically a minimum we'll give the need. I mean, the challenges facing us are huge and we need to figure out a way to get through them.
Yeah. Cool. Do you perceive our dependence on oil as a risk to New Zealand's economy in the age of high and increasing oil prices? And do you support the reallocation of spending on new roads toward low carbon and public transport initiatives?
No, it's a huge risk. I mean, oil production peaked in 2006, the price is only going to go up. And it's a huge drain on our economy, shipping all that money overseas to buy oil, which we just burn. And I really do support us not spending any more money on roads, shifting to public transport. Yeah.
Cool. So bringing it to a local level, what actions would you take in your electorate to enable your community to increase their understanding of climate change, and then secondly to reduce their emissions and dependence on oil?
Well, for their understanding of climate change, we've got the Enviro Schools program, which is going on in Hamilton to a certain extent, which I'd like to see expanded. Also, to see more things through the curriculum. Because of course, this is a generation issue, so it's good teaching the young. And as for trying to prevent it, I think in Hamilton, probably the big thing, because it's an urban environment, is going to be small scale generation at some people's houses, solar panels on your roof, things like that. And probably also energy efficiency, like getting out and insulating people's homes, trying to encourage them to buy more energy efficient products, bringing in the energy standards would be good, things like that. Cool.
And anything else you'd like to say?
Off the top of my head.
Cool. Thank you, Nick.
I'm stoked to be a Green Party candidate for this reason.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.